just going up to take some dries and heifers out the back country. It's coming really quite dry. We've missed a lot of the showers that have gone around. So I'm going to get everything out the back where there's a bit of roughage. And we've ordered some Anti-Pro. It's basically like a molasses lick. So it's a thick, loopy lick. Gives the cows energy and it helps them digest the roughage that's out there, which is sort of lower quality. So we're going to get some of that out there and just feed the dries and heifers on that, and they can have that roughage. And when the roughage runs out, we'll get out the hay, and we'll order the load today. Track down some vetch. Quality is the issue at the moment though, just being able to get the right quality. Anyway, I'm going to try something different today and take the drone up, and I'm going to check out this hill paddock with the drone rather than riding through all the different gates and gullies. So I'll check with the drone, and if there's anything further up, I'll see if I can just hunt them along with the drone. And Frankie hates the drone, don't you, Frank? Hey? And so what I can probably do is fly the drone low on the ground, and Frankie will chase it barking. And that'll be the cattle chomper, scarer. So just from Frankie barking, should just hunt them along a bit. But I'm expecting them all to be up the right end anyway. I'm going to get a reel and some pegs too. I've set up just a temporary, or sort of like a semi-permanent fence to get them up the steepest track. And then, hopefully they go the right way and don't turn back down the hill. Where are you going, heifer? You're not supposed to be out here. So the irrigated country's going okay. It's growing very slowly though. Just been so many cold mornings. Bit of a bleak day today too. We don't really want her out there. So that dry hill there, that's where the dries and some of the dries and heifers been. So we've been feeding them hay. But we're going to switch to the liquid and standing roughage. So cows are sort of up the right end. I'm going to fly the drone over that way just to make sure there's no animals up that way. So the cows that we want to take out further out over that hill there are up there, and the track's just up there, so that's good. Just going to fly the drone over this way and make sure we've got no animals up near the trees and forest and up near the water trough up there. So thankfully they're in the right spot today, so I might have a bit of luck. Sometimes I go up the track and then double back through the bush, which is not much fun, but there is a gate up there, so I have to go and open that first. And then, yeah, they should be keen to go out there because, there's not much feed left out here. Get a little walking stick. So, I'm going to take them on foot because whenever the dogs get revved up with the bike, things get into a big mess. So I'm going to, I've set up a little pretend electric fence. And here are the girls. Their body condition score is not brilliant. But yeah, hoping they'll pick up once I get on the Anti-Pro and a bit more feed out the back. I'm just going to walk them around just that side of the fence there, and then we'll walk them up up and through the bush over the hill. I guess. Yep. Where are you, dogs? I guess. Steady, steady, steady. Come on, guys. Up, up. I guess. I guess. I guess. Finally, the dogs have arrived. I don't know what they were doing. Well, at least Scout's here. Because these cows do not want to behave today. I'm going right up in the corner. I have to take them up the fence a little bit and then across. Otherwise, they'll double back to the gate. Righto, righto. Right. Away. Righto, get up here now, hey! So, didn't go to plan. I was on the bike in the end. Took a bit of convincing. I finally got him up here, so we'll go and check the other cattle. Oh, I've got to love that. I ordered this Pro 2 days ago, and he's flat out, and he's already banged, so thanks, Rob. So I'll come down and check these heifers and dries, and the other lot will come down soon. They can get straight into that energy supplement. So you can see the sort of roughage. It's not brilliant, but it's something. And then we'll just add the energy supplement. I guess they're looking all right out here, though. They've got a fair bit of country to go over. Eventually, I'd like to get these split into sort of probably 3 or 4 paddocks, so we can manage the grazing a bit better. Anything else? Liking it? So that's it. It's like a molasses-based product. It can be changed from more or less bitter, or more or less sweet. So depending on what the cattle intake is like, and whether they're used to it or not, is how bitter, how sweet it is. And it's just a bit of trial and error with how quickly they go through with it. So I'll do a head count now to make sure we are sort of working out roughly how much they're going through. It's also stock take the end of the financial year too, so a few days ago. So these will give me my overall numbers for the farm for dries and heifers, and then I'll do a count of the calves and heifers and cows and everything on the farm. Make sure our numbers are up to scratch, make sure we know how many we're carrying, and that'll just make it a lot easier for us to work out whether we're overstocked or understocked, or how far we want to push it if it's going to come in really dry this summer. Yeah, lots of decision making going on at the moment. Too short for this job. I'll have to jump on a post to get a head count. You reckon, girl? And the crossies, you don't have many like that, but they're characters. All right, heifer count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Just shifting the feeder, self-feeder. Hasn't been that successful yet. We were a bit worried that some of the younger ones have been pushed out of the way by some of the old ones, so we split some of the older ones out of the mob, and I'm going to give this a go because there's a bit of green feed in this paddock. Not much, but there's a bit in here. And I'm hoping that if I fill the feeder and they have green feed and also probably a bit of just roughage as well, so hay, old hay, that they might get stuck into it a bit more and get to learn how to use it. So that's the plan. All right, just shifted these heifers across. So next day it's sort of drizzly and overcast, so hopefully we can get some rain out of it. Yeah, they went in there pretty well. So there's 20 young heifers in there. So we've got the pellets over there, heifers on green grass. They do a lot better on green grass. Now to get some furred out. Alright, just load the Pasture Pro up. So this is a blend, phosphorus blend. Trying to get a bit more phosphorus into the ground, and it's got nitrogen, potassium, sulfur as well. rains these a bit, so I've got the blend on. So this has got, this is basically like a higher phosphorus blend. So it's got phosphorus, potassium, sulfur and nitrogen in it. And it's just covering any of those phosphorus, those low phosphorus readings that we had, like I mentioned in a video there earlier, that the soil test, we've been mining the phosphorus for a few years now, which sounds a bit weird, but we had an excess of phosphorus because of the years that it had gone on previously, like single super and double super and triple super. Those products had gone on in previous years, but because not enough lime had gone on, the pH hadn't allowed that phosphorus to be utilised in the soil. And so, turn Nancy off. And so what that meant is that we had that phosphorus, excessive phosphorus in the soil based on soil tests. And so what we did is we limed a lot of the country, got the pH right, and we started to see the plants utilising that phosphorus. So we didn't actually have to put on any phosphorus for the last probably 5 years. And now we've got to the level with soil testing that it's sort of at that, like it's sort of balanced on bordering on being a bit low. So we're going to put a little bit on this year. And we're going to put a little bit on each year now, just to keep that maintenance dose, and then we're going to keep up with liming to make sure our pH stays fairly good in terms of getting closer to neutral rather than a super acidic soil. Liebig's barrel is a really good resource. If you haven't seen it, Google it. Really cool in terms of soil science and soil nutrients, including trace minerals too. So the trace minerals aren't going on now. We put them on with our effluent. So effluent has all the different trace elements, and they're only needed in very small amounts in the soil. So we'll let the effluent do that out here and through the cow manure too. So I've got my GPS guidance. So I've got to dodge the rocks a bit too, and I do lose guidance under the trees a bit, but it's much better than guessing, especially when you can hardly see the wheel tracks in the pasture paddocks. Very handy unit, and making sure that we're not spreading that nutrient into the gullies. We're just up here getting some firewood. Run out grass in my head. Ran out there today, so I better come and get them. So at the moment we're just cutting down a couple of old dead trees. We were sort of making sure that there's no hollows in them, so they're not habitat for anything. And that's Australian hardwood, so it burns very hot and very steadily. And we just pretty much just pile it all up here. Dad's getting a couple more tree heads that have fallen off dead trees, and just going to pile it up here too. And sort of use everything we can. And it's run out of fuel though. You always find the Husqvarna gear very reliable. This one's ancient. This one's probably 15-20 years old, and there's a 268 around here that's probably older than me, so good gear. Steep country, so we've got to be a little bit careful. Hopefully Dad doesn't roll the tractor there in a minute. Just waiting for Dad to come down the track. I've got some firewood in the Daihatsu, and we've got a load in just a little box trailer that keeps going for a while. It's good to hub with that stuff. So we've got the girls here all being curious, and very curious animals. If I was to just lie here on my back with my hat over my head or something, they would come, eventually they'd come up and sniff and lick and all sorts of things. So very curious. Aren't you girls? just updating some of the maintenance boards. So you use whiteboards a lot around the farm, and as there's Neve. So this is under the new solar shed. So we're actually parking most of the sort of tractors and vehicles under here, or some of them, just because they're really close and handy to their house end. So we don't really need to go to the big shed unless we need some implements to go on the back. And Dad's over there just getting some more feed additive. But really important to keep top of maintenance. The longer we can keep things going, the better. So this is basically just all maintenance records. So when they've been serviced, when they've been greased, when they've been had oil changes, top-ups, servicing hours and things like that. So all in one place on this giant whiteboard, right where the equipment is, and we're going to be doing sort of servicing in here. And what I've got is just one of our another tool board. Just set this up today, and basically it's just got the colours. So yellow is for our garage, workshop and maintenance, so that if we find any yellow items out on the farm, we know where they go. So these will get a bit of spray paint yellow on them too. We've got extra oil, extra grease canisters right near the grease gun, and we've got our funnel. I'm going to put a rack on the wall to hold our oils. So these are just our small oil drums, and then we've got the 20-litre oil drums too, for gear oil and hydraulic and engine oil for the tractors, and for the vehicles as well. So that's the plan in here. So it's all in one spot, all really easy to get to, and we can just sort of check the vehicles regularly to see if they need a top up, and it's right here. We've got water here too for the vehicles. So a bit of a mess at the moment, but get it all tidy. It's our inverter. So this is whiteboard tape, and it's just a really thin tape. Instead of drawing with a permanent marker, which fades and stuff like that, you just stick the tape on. You just measure out and stick the tape on, and it leaves perfectly clear lines that don't fade and don't come off. The other thing we're doing is color coding things. So everything with the PTO is going to be blue, in blue. Anything with the engine is going to be in red, and then other items are going to be in probably green I think. And so that way we know when we're going to do PTOs, we're going to make sure we look at all our blues and tick them all off as we go. Just finishing off the day or the evening. It's about 8:15 at night, and we've got the next load of hay arrived. So that came nice and quick. It's come all the way from Victoria, which is a good probably 700 or 800 k's away. But yeah, it's good veg, and happy with the price and stuff, even from that far. So yeah, here's the truck. He's driven a long way today. Some pretty ordinary roads, but he got it here. There, but we got an owl on there. Yeah, you might want to move.